Is it
They
not
ended
still
the
widespread?
pandemic.
Is it not still widespread?
Is it? Are people dying every day because of it? Are people catching it every day in
People
record
are
numbers that
catching it
we
every
saw?
day. Well, whether or
Are
not
they
it's in
though?
whether or not it's in record numbers, I don't think is necessarily
So
like what do
when
you
did
how do you
when did
determine how do you determine record
when did the
numbers?
world?
Record
I know
numbers
you're looking
regarding
at.
what?
I know you're looking at it. When did the World
I'm
Health
not looking at
Organization
it. I'm not looking at it. I'm
declare
looking at a
an
whole
end to
different source.
COVID-19? When did they declare an end to COVID-19?
How can they declare an end to COVID-19? It's not eradicated.
They can end a pandemic. Zika
How do you end a pandemic?
Zika was a giant thing, but the World Health Organization didn't declare it a pandemic.
Right,
So the global health emergency ended
I'm asking you
when.
how they determined this. This is your claim. I didn't make this claim. I don't
So
know
the
why
world.
why are you asking me about your source?
I'm gonna answer it for you. 5 May of 2023, the World Health Organization declared an end to the pandemic, which they're the only ones that could legally do that because they declared a pandemic.
Right, I'm asking you how they define this. Do they
How do
mean
they-
like in terms of whether or not we have resources on it, in terms of whether or not we are able to like contain it? What are you regarding this as? Because we might just have two different definitions of pandemic.
There's only one definition of pandemic, and it's the one
Not
the World Health
necessarily.
Organization uses.
That's just
who
not how
else-
language works.
So who declared the pandemic?
I don't know who declared these things.
It was the World Health Organization. You're being obtuse.
Yes, but that
for
doesn't
no
mean
reason.
But you asked me my own personal opinions of these
I
things,
didn't
and I
ask
don't
you
know
your
why.
personal opinion. I asked
I don't know why. I don't know why all of a sudden
asked you
you're
when-
appealing to authority here.
You blamed inflation on the pandemic, and I'm asking.
I didn't blame it completely on the pandemic. I'm saying that like this was a heavy reason as to why he had to put in the American Rescue Plan. It was either we went into a recession or we had a bit of inflation.
So can you tell me how many of those?
Where would PolitiFact disagree with me? You said PolitiFact disagreed that COVID was the only reason. I didn't say that.
They said the major part of inflation that we saw at the record number of 8.5, a 40-year high, was the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan.
Right. And so where did the American Rescue Plan come from?
That over half of that has still gone unspent.
Right. So
the American Rescue Plan
was for.
The American Rescue Plan came from the government swiping the taxpayer's credit card, having no way to back.
Okay, so it seems I didn't ask you for your personal opinion on whether or not you think the bill is valid. I'm asking you why they passed that bill.
Your personal opinion.
I didn't give you a personal opinion. I didn't give you a personal opinion. I'm asking you how they're defining pandemic. You asked me a question about whether or not the pandemic is over. I disagree.
And that's your personal opinion, correct?
You asked me that. You asked me.
I asked you when the World Health Organization declared the pandemic was over.
That was long after. I don't know when they declared it over.
I just
this is your claim. This is okay. So it seems like
you didn't look it up.
So it seems like it seems like you're not following your own conversation. Okay. You asked me if the pandemic. Please stop talking. You asked me when the pandemic was over. I said I don't think that it's over. You said that the I forgot the term that you used. That the National Health Organization says that it's over. And I'm asking. Okay, tomato. You said that this organization is saying that like it's over, and I'm like, okay, how are they defining pandemic, and how are they determining that it's over? Your first question was asking me my own definition. It's over
by case numbers. So I'm going to give you a little background on how they declared it was over.
Right, that's what I've been asking you for the entire time. But even
this
still,
is how they declared
there
it
are
was
people
over.
that disagree with them.
And if you're going to sit there and talk about politics, you should really look into this. I encourage you to do it. So they held 15 meetings from the beginning of the pandemic to the end to evaluate case numbers and death numbers and the amount of vaccinated people in the world. And on their 15th meeting, a measure to end the pandemic passed overwhelmingly, which in then turn, the World Health Organization did what? They ended the pandemic.
Yeah, but that's not what you asked me. So I don't know why you're doing this. That's literally not what you asked me.
What did I ask you?
You asked me if I thought the pandemic was over.
Because there's a difference of what I asked you and what you heard.
I didn't hear anything. I said you asked me
what your ears want to hear.
What you're doing right now is insanely disingenuous. You asked me of my own personal opinions, and then you appeal to authority to try to prove me wrong.
No,
and then I asked you, and then I asked you, and then obtuse to what? I didn't say that I disagreed.
You disagree that the pandemic is over. You disagree.
No, you asked me if I think that the pandemic is over.
I never asked you that.
You literally, that was the first thing you asked me. That was the first thing.
When did it end? When did it end?
Exactly, and I said I don't believe that it ever really ended.
And beliefs are as good as pennies.
I'm sorry. What else would I be able to infer that you're asking me right now?
Factual evidence.
Because there are people who
thinking.
That's not what you would need critical anyway. So there are people who agree that the pandemic is over, and then there are people who don't agree that the pandemic is over. People can disagree with the World Health Organization. And some medical professionals do disagree.
Does that make it correct? If I disagree, does that make it correct?
It depends on how you're defining certain words. I don't think either side is correct or not correct.
So there is a correct side.
This is not a dichotomy for me.
There is a correct side because when the World Health Organization declares a pandemic, they are the only ones that can say it's over.
This is quite literally an appeal to authority. That's why I was asking you how you are defining the word pandemic, right? Because when you ask me about when the pandemic is over, and I already view it as something that is not necessarily over, and then you appeal to authority via the World Health Organization, it's clear that we're talking about two different things.
You're spinning yourself into oblivion here.
Well, how am I spinning myself into oblivion? I'm just saying that we're talking about two different things.
Then we'll let you believe that it's not over, and then I'll sit there and still provide the facts to your audience that it is over, according to the WHO. Now, let's move on. Back to the economy. And that the fact that the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan helped fuel about half of the 8.5 inflation we saw in 2022.
W. And why did they have to do that?
Why did we have to do that? That's because the government sat there and swiped taxpayers' credit card.
Oh yeah, go source that up. I don't care about your personal opinions on what the bill is. I asked you to source it up, like why the American Rescue Plan was enacted.
How much of those dollars have gone unspent? Can you tell me that? How many of those dollars have gone unspent?
W. So can you go ahead and provide me with the bill that goes over why the American Rescue Plan was enacted in the first place?
The American Rescue Plan was enacted due to COVID, but it was enacted too late.
How do you determine that it was enacted too late?
Because almost half of those dollars have gone unspent.
Okay. How does that indicate that it was enacted too late?
Do you know what causes inflation?
Right. Multiple things would cause inflation. It would be but most basic would be like supply and demand.
What causes inflation is influx of cash into the economy with no backing of it. And they sat there and took $1.9 trillion and threw it out into our economy. But it has yet to be spent. It has yet to be spent. It's sitting on state books unspent. And instead of recalling that to sit there and lower inflation, because we have this widespread. Yes, but even at the rates of inflation currently, it's still double what Donald Trump gave them.
Even still, inflation is at pre-pandemic levels right now.
It's at pre-pandemic levels. So in 2020, it was at 1.2.
Did the United States of America begin in 2020?
Did the United States of America begin in 2020? No.
Exactly. So if I say pre-pandemic levels, I don't know why you're going just back to 2020.
So when did the pandemic get declared? Well, first of all, before I ask that question, do you know what a fiscal year is? When it begins and when it ends?
I've never been familiar with that. What do you mean?
So a fiscal year begins in the November time frame and then goes to the next November. So can you tell me when was the pandemic declared? It was declared 5 months into the fiscal year.
Okay.
And inflation reports come out at what time? At the beginning and end of each fiscal year. So The inflation of 1.2 is what?
What? I don't know what you're arguing.
Pre-pandemic levels.
Right, but my issue is that you're only determining it based off of 2020, as if 2020 is like the beginning of all time.
It's still pre-pandemic levels, is it not?
Right, but I think you're being disingenuous by comparing it to 2020.
How about you give me a reason that they're good for the economy? How about you give me a reason that they're good for the economy?
That what was good for the economy?
That Kamala Harris is good for our economy. Why don't you give me your reasoning behind that?
What do you mean by Kamala Harris?
And then I'll destroy it and swat it down one by one.
What do you mean Kamala Harris being good for the economy? She's a person.
Do you believe she's good for the economy? Do you believe she's going to benefit our economy as president of the United States?
Like with her policies?
Yes. Do you believe that?
Yeah, she already has.
What part? The $25,000 free giveaways?
That's not a free giveaway.
It is a free giveaway.
It's not a free giveaway. What's the stipulation for that
tax credits?
That's also a good thing.
She said she was giving them a $25,000 tax stipend for first-time home buyers. That's a giveaway?
Right.
You don't consider that a giveaway?
Right. So there's a stipulation for that. You have to be able to pay your bills on time for 2 years straight. I think that's fine.
But in what part of that legislation does it say you have to pay that back? It doesn't, correct? So it's a giveaway. If you are given money and you don't have to pay it back, what is it? It's a giveaway.
I'll grant you all that.
Okay, now let's look at student loan forgiveness.
W.
So student loan is at record levels, correct?
Okay.
And she wants to sit there and release all debtors.
W.
Which is what? Another giveaway.
Dubs.
Interesting. So yet I've destroyed her economic policy. You're
just naming things that I agree with.
Okay, how about the child tax credit?
Dub.
Another giveaway.
Dub. W's in the chat. W lowering child poverty by 50%.
By giving money away.
100%, yeah, W.
So who's going to pay for that?
No one. It's a tax credit.
Exactly. It's a giveaway.
W.
It's a giveaway.
W.
So can you tell me what funds our government?
There's a lot of things that funds our government. What specific answer are you looking for?
What's the main source of funding for our government? Tax dollars?
What do you mean by this? You could say tax dollars. You could say the oil industry. What do you mean? Like, I don't know what you're referring to. This is a broad answer.
So taxpayers are the ones that are the main source of funding for our government, according to the IRS.
Okay.
And when you don't, and you give away all these tax stipends, you're doing what? You're giving away money for no reason whatsoever.
It's not for no reason whatsoever. This benefits our economy because it leaves more money in people's pockets. And since we understand that the middle class, most of the money that we spend is on like goods. When people have more money to spend, that puts more money into the economy. And that means when more people buy things, it means more people are paying taxes. I don't know where you're getting this from.
And just like the American Rescue Plan, which has $1.9 trillion into our economy that raised inflation, giving even more money into our economy.
And yet it was still a good thing.
Our economy.
Yet it was still a good thing for our economy.
So inflation was a good thing for our economy?
Yes, in this instance it was.
How was it?
Because it was either we dealt with inflation at the time or we went into a recession.
You have no factual evidence for a recession at all.
Right. So that's literally why the American Rescue Plan was put out.
Even though a majority of that money has gone unspent?
Did all of it need to be spent?
Yeah.
Why?
So if you appropriate money in a bill, you're supposed to spend said money, correct?
But if we didn't need all of it to be able to benefit the economy, then what's the issue?
Then recall the money.
Then you can critique that if you want.
But yet, Kamala Harris, instead of Kamala Harris saying recall the money, she wants to give out even more money.
W.
So what's another policy? Just give me a policy like of Kamala Harris's.
We're already talking about a policy right now.
And I've destroyed that policy.
You didn't destroy the policy. You didn't name one thing that was like contradictory. You didn't name one thing that was like problematic to the economy. Like
I did.
No, you didn't. You just said that you didn't like these things. Well,
when
no.
you influx giveaways,
no, because they already did these things.
Inflation.
Republican, they already did these things, and inflation has gone down, right? With the child tax credit, they lowered child. So with the child tax credit that they already had, they lowered They lowered child poverty by over 50%.
And she wants to triple the child tax credit.
Do it by another 50. Fucking W. Right? Like,
see,
they literally lowered.
Socialistic view. You have a socialistic view for this country.
I guess.
Can you name me a socialist country that has succeeded?
I don't know if that's socialism as much as like giving a shit about people living in poverty. I don't fucking know. Dude.
So socialism is when you have everyone on an equal playing field and you just give away money so everyone's equal.
That's not socialism though.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Socialism. I don't think so. No, I disagree.
This is a Bernie Sanders viewpoint of just give away.
Chad, why did he start crashing out? They're not giving away anything. They're helping the middle class sustain themselves. If the middle class, like, sorry, one second.
By tearing down the rich.
W. How is she going to tear down the rich?
Because she wants to sit there and subsidize these giveaways by overtaxing the rich. So where is she overtaxing the rich? She said she wants to raise the tax rate.
Raising taxes doesn't mean that they're being overtaxed.
It does. So what happens when you overtax the people who own your company? Let's say you work at Target, right? And the owner of Target's taxes have gone up. He's going to sit there and figure out how to break even at the end of the day, right? And if that means cutting jobs or lowering wages or sitting there and raising the price of goods, that they will break even.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so do you know
overtaxing the rich does nothing?
Dubs. Yeah, right. So, do you know how she's willing to crack down on this?
Please enlighten me. Right. It sure wasn't the 87,000 IRS agents that they hired.
Yeah, let's calm down. W, they should do that. Anyway, so when Donald Trump gives these companies tax cuts, they are disincentivized. Like, this is why I mean, like, her policy is like a pro-business policy, because when Donald Trump gives these large businesses tax cuts, it allows them to have more of a monopoly over a particular industry, and actually disincentivizes them from not being able to, they're very much able to, but needing to or having any kind of competition with other businesses to be able to pay their workers a livable wage and pay them more, right? And that's going to be an issue. But with Kamala Harris's policy, she incentivizes for competition between companies, right? So this whole thing, like, they can have less workers if they fucking want to, right? They can pay less workers, they can pay them less. But if she incentivizes for this type of competition within businesses, people just aren't going to work for these companies, and these companies are rightfully going to die. So it's either they're going to fucking bite the bullet, or they're going to like improve their product and their work for their employees. I don't. What are you talking about? Like, she's gone over this several times.
She's provided no plan for incentives.
No what?
She's provided no plan for incentives for companies to raise their quality. She's provided no incentives.
The incentive is the competition.
So
when companies have a monopoly, Republican style. I just explained the entire thing to you. When companies have a monopoly, I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking.
Walmart.
I'm not done speaking.
Is it Target? Is it?
Okay, so when these large companies have a monopoly on particular like industries, right? And companies that own Walmart, they own multiple industries. When they have a monopoly on these industries, no one's going to check them. No one's going to check them to improve the quality of life of their employees. No one's going to check them to pay them more, because they're going to be the only people that are going to be around. So when you have competition within these businesses, then they're going to be more likely to pay their employees more, as well as improve their quality of life. I'm sorry, my fucking stomach hurts like shit, dude.
And how would you build this competition from raising tax rates? That would foster no competition whatsoever, because how's there competition when they're all being raised to the same tax level?
What do you mean by this?
If they sit there and raise corporate taxes to 38%, it goes for all corporate businesses.
So
there's no evening out the playing field there.
No one is trying to even the playing field like that. So anyway, so like I was saying before, so what typically happens is when we, one, tax these companies extra, and then two, give an excise tax so they don't just reinvest into themselves and just just gorge all of their money instead of funneling it down to the middle class, that actually incentivizes them to do other things, like improve their products and improve their employees. Because it's either that or they're gonna suffer. So I don't really give a fuck, I don't care.
Do you see what has happened in Walmarts across the country, in McDonald's and stuff like that? Even in airports. Look at airports now. I was just at the Miami International Airport, and instead of people pushing people in wheelchairs,
I really don't care about your personal experience.
These companies are cutting jobs.
I actually super don't care.
These companies are cutting jobs.
I actually don't care.
So you don't care about companies cutting jobs?
No, I don't care about your personal experiences.
Okay, so that's why I asked you, do you see what's happening in Walmarts across the country? They're almost all self-checkouts now, eliminating the need for cashiers. Same thing at McDonald's, it's all automated. At airports, instead of physical people pushing wheelchairs, it's all automated now.
Thanks for proving my point.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse if you raise their tax rates.
Well, literally, no. They're able to. They're quite literally able to do this because Trump gave them tax cuts.
They're going to cut jobs.
They're quite literally able to do this.
They are going to break even.
They're quite literally able to do this because Donald Trump gave them tax cuts.
No, that's incorrect. You have no evidence to back that claim.
Right. So, like I just said to you, they're able to just fire all of their employees because they already have the money to be able to do so. When we are able to tax them, that incentivizes them to have competition with other companies to be able to improve their workforce and their product. So when a company has a monopoly, they can do whatever they want. They can go ahead and fire most of their employees and just have self-checkout.
I don't see how you think Walmart has a monopoly over anything. Considering that they're
just remove the word monopoly, I guess, if that's like what you're hung up on.
Well, explain how Walmart's a monopoly.
I just said remove the word monopoly if that's what you're hung up on.
Now you're defeating your own argument because you have no basis fact to back up your claim. You have no basis for fact to back up your claim. You have no source. No statistics.
What do you want to source on in particular?
To back up your claim that raising tax rates is going to sit there and diminish monopolies. You have no backup claim for that. Anyways,
can you go ahead and tell me why you like?
How about we go to the border? Would you like to talk about the?
That's one hell of a pivot. Anyway, while I grab this, why do you disagree?
Why do I disagree with what?
With what you just said.
I've quite literally explained that. Because if you raise...
You just make... When you make statements like this... One second, Republican.
If you raise tax...
Okay, I get that you're voting for a rapist, but we care about consent up here. You making statements...
See, now you're pivoting with the rapist.
I'm not pivoting. It was an offhand comment.
Did the jury find that he was a rapist?
You just making a statement is not you giving me a reason and explaining it. You're pivoting right now. You're the one pivoting right now.
Did the jury find he was guilty?
Republican, you're the one pivoting right now. You're the one pivoting right now. You are the one pivoting right now. I don't know why you're not grasping. And yes, they did say that he did sexually abuse her. And the judge did say that he did indeed rape that woman.
So anyways, I'm going to let you know how I disagree with that because obviously you weren't listening. You raise taxes And you're going to sit there and have companies forced to break even. If you think these companies are going to lose money at the end of the day, you're quite silly for thinking that. They're going to sit there and, like I said, cut jobs, raise prices, or sit there and go automate.
Right. But if they, right, and I understand that they're going to cut jobs and raise prices, and if that works for them and it ends up making them get smaller over time, then like, yeah, for sure they can keep doing that.
But it's going to hurt America.
It's going to hurt America to have like shitty companies not have as many employees.
Cutting jobs, by companies of that magnitude cutting jobs, it's going to quite literally destroy the lower and middle classes of this country.
Oh, where's your source on that?
It's common sense. If you lose your job, what do you do?
Right. So common sense doesn't mean true sense.
If you lose your job,
common sense doesn't mean true sense. Common sense is not a source.
So you're saying losing your job wouldn't affect your...
Common sense is not a source.
So losing your job wouldn't affect your...
Common sense is not a source. Mods, put a muzzle on the dog.
Oh, so now you're referring to me as a dog. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I just said put a muzzle on it. Common sense is not a source. And also, that's not what common sense means.
But you used your opinion. Now her moderators are muting.
Yeah, that's what I just told them to do.
Because you're
you didn't provide me with a source, and I'm trying to help you find something.
I quite literally dog walked the fuck out of you.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. But you definitely didn't. Like, with one of your arguments, you proved my point.
My brother, your source for your claim or not?
My brother in Christ, with one of your arguments, you quite literally proved my point.
You did all this angry typing, but have provided nothing.
Right. I want to ask you why you disagree with the other statement. Let me see. Oh, this is a book.
I told you why I disagreed with it. You're quite literally not listening.
Right. You're saying that, like, even if these companies are, like, shitty and treat their workers like shit and don't pay them a livable wage, getting rid of these companies or having them hire less workers, meaning like less people get treated like shit, that's going to harm the economy. So you're saying that we ought to have companies that have like immoral working situations just for the sake of an economy. So we should sacrifice the livelihood of the middle class.
So can people not quit their job if it's unsatisfactory working conditions?
No, I believe that these jobs just shouldn't be on the market in the first place.
So we should just close down all multi-million-dollar corporations like Walmart, Target, Amazon.
If they do not provide their workers with like a safe and healthy working environment, then yeah, I think that these jobs like should not exist. I'm making a moral
which is
claim.
Going to hurt the lower and middle classes of America, because if
not if we incentivize competition. Not if we incentivize competition.
What competition?
You're thinking of, I don't know why you keep thinking of everything that I say as if it's in a vacuum.
It's in the vacuum called America.
What?
Can you define? Can you give me any source where it says working at Walmart has been disgusting in atrocious conditions?
What?
You said if they're unsavory conditions and people aren't giving their workers a nice quality of work environment, that they should not have those jobs on the market at all. And
what
we're talking about companies. We're talking about corporations like Walmart, Target, Amazon, and you have yet made more claims that if those working conditions are not satisfactory,
you're the one bringing this up.
Were not satisfactory. You said those working conditions were not satisfactory.
I didn't say any specific company. You're saying specific companies.
Give me a company where working conditions are unsatisfactory, because you said if
you believe that there are no
are unsatisfactory.
So wait a minute. Are you sitting here and saying that there's no company within the United States that has like less than ideal like working situations?
We have unions in OSHA, and I would
Not
like
all
to believe
companies.
that there are
Not all
none.
companies are pro-union.
OSHA is able to oversee all companies in
Right.
America.
So are you seriously going to sit here and say that like there's no companies that have like
Can you provide
less
a
than
company?
I'm asking you this question. Do you believe that there's no I never made a claim about a specific company, but you're sitting here. Are you
Can you provide a
insinuating that there's
company?
no Are
Can
you
you provide a
insinuating?
company?
If I'm unable to provide a company, do you think that means that these companies don't
If
exist?
you're unable to provide a company, then you're making statements without basis of fact.
So you believe that these companies do not exist?
Until you provide one, no. In the sake of the argument,
Okay, let's
no.
go on to the next person. Fuck off. Fuck right off. No, that's some of the most disingenuous bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. First of all, we had multiple people in the comments going over companies. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. For the sake of argument, you're gonna say no? Fuck off, brother. Come back when you have like a genuine argument to make. The first thing he did was that he went over policies in which I agreed with and then said that he cooked me because he disagreed with them. Hello? Hello? Help? Help?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. I was actually in the comments wanting to talk briefly about the policy positions and why investment or giveaways are actually a good thing. But if you only want to talk to opposition, I understand that.
Oh yeah, I was only looking for opposition. Yeah, I do think it's a good thing. I don't see why people would ever think it's a bad thing. But yeah.
Well, I think specifically it's because investment in the right ways generates significant economic growth. A good example of this is abortion pills in Colorado. The government made abortion pills free for basically any access, and I think birth control free as well. Even though it cost money, the fact that it cut out a lot of the spending that was dedicated towards taking care of children who got pregnant, towards poor families that needed health care relating to that actually saved the government money. And also, depending on where you invest, it could generate a lot of economic growth. So it's really frustrating when people see it as, oh, that means the government is losing money, because they don't understand that investing in areas that generate economic momentum in the long run increase the tax revenue. But of course, they think simplistically like a child. So anyways, I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, these people, Tristan, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much for coming up, by the way. But yeah, these people would genuinely prefer for like corrupt companies to exist, all just for like the sustaining of a shitty economy in which people literally suffer under the weight of like the 1%. Let's go on to the next person. Should I restart? Because for some reason that conversation just capped the fuck out of my life, and that's annoying. Why people are going out of their way to mispronounce my name is weird as shit. Like, if you're racist, just say that. And honestly, if you're watching a black woman get called slurs in her comment section for free, I'm gonna block your shit. Catch up in my... Oops. Hi, how old are you? 1 second. Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 49.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Why is that?
His policies, I thought his policies worked better when he was president versus now.
What policy?
I like the policy on the border.
What policy?
I liked the policy that he had where he had the border closed, catch and release.
The border was never closed.
Well,
there's never been a space in United States history where the border has been closed.
Well, he monitored it better. He had the
How can that be how is that possible? What are the numbers on this? Well, and also he only had 50 miles of the wall sent over. You had companies like Ben and Jerry. I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking. You had no, that's Obama. You had companies like fucking Ben and Jerry's like fucking buying land at the border just to make sure that they can't build on them. Like, no, he did not get that shit done. So like, what are the numbers on this whole, like, his immigration policy?
Didn't you see the news where there was 457,000 illegal immigrants that are rapists and murderers? 15,000 were rapists. 12,000 were murdered.
What the fuck are you talking about, Sheila?
It just
What the
came
fuck
out
are you
in the
talking
news.
about? Why are you talking about an entirely different thing? Why do you guys get cut? Like you guys fold under like zero pressure. I don't know why. I don't know why. So can you? Right. So we're talking about Sheila. We are talking about policy right now, and I'm asking you what policy, and then you said that he monitored it better. If that is the case, then why did illegal immigration and apprehensions from within the country increase under Donald Trump? There were more illegal crossings under that man.
That's not. How is that possible? Where there are people
because catch and release doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. Also, he was. I'm not done speaking, Sheila. Sheila, it's Kamala. Like, please, your tan is trash. Don't let your vocabulary be trash too. Okay. So, like I was saying before, no, I don't see where the fuck you're getting this from. I don't see where you're getting this from. This man was catching people in the country who were there to seek asylum and then also deporting them illegally. Okay, like I don't know why you people can't fucking read. I don't like if you're gonna call her Kamala, you might as well just call her a fucking slur. Because you guys don't pronounce white names like this. You don't do this. So like, please, like, be an adult that like can read and shit, and say her fucking name right. Second of all, Shella, yeah, if you want to go with like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden policies, you mean the one that Donald Trump got shot down in the house?
Okay, so first of all, every time I get on these lives with you guys, you find a way to not let us speak.
Who the fuck is you guys?
All of you guys that have lives, the Democrats that have lives that are coming on. You guys have a certain way of talking. You say the same things. Trump is racist because of the 5 people that were convicted, and it's just the same line.
That's
When
just one thing.
when Biden became in office, the first day in office,
Became in office, yeah.
Yeah, he shot down all of the U.S. Citizen Act of 2021. He reversed many of Trump's policies on immigration, such as the halting of construction wall of the Mexican border. He did a travel ban and signed an executive order to reaffirm protections from
Dubs after dub.
policies DAX on Social Security.
What?
I just stated the first day in office, he took off all of Trump's.
Fuck is my Fenty?
He took off all of Trump's acts that he had on policies.
Right. What policy?
Thought it was okay to open up the borders, which was obviously
our borders have always been open. Sheila, stop being fucking xenophobic. That's how your family got here.
Monitored better. Stop acting like you don't know it.
They were not. There were literally more illegal crossings.
Then why did Miss Harris go to the border and state that she needs to get something done when she went for 20 minutes?
Because our asylum system is being overloaded currently.
Why? Why is it being overloaded?
Because the countries in which these people are coming from are destabilized.
Right. And why are they coming from here? Because they changed the policy on asylum.
Literally, no. They actually made it harder.
Oh, it's harder.
They actually made it harder to seek asylum.
That's why there's over 16 million people coming in. Come on, it's a crisis.
They're not coming in. They're getting rejected in troves. They're not coming in.
That's why we have 457 criminals here, 15,000 rapists, 12,000 murderers.
Cite it.
It's all over. Look it up.
Then cite it.
Look it up.
Then cite it.
I'm citing it. It's all over the news.
All over the news is not a source.
What's a source then? You guys have your own sources.
I didn't make the claim.
If it's not a problem in the border, then why did Harris go to the border and state that there was a problem?
Because our asylum system is overloaded. That's the issue.
Asylum. Why?
No, they didn't. They actually made it harder. It was Republicans who shot it down. Republicans and Democrats wrote a bill together in which would make it harder for people to get into the country, and then Republicans shot it down in the House.
Yeah, we know Trump had so much power. Does it? Why?
Yes, he does. He does. He's a Republican. Do you want like a dictator or some shit, or do you not understand that? Like,
isn't Biden sitting president right now? He could do an executive order and stop it.
Executive orders do not make new laws.
He did an executive order to stop all the Trump's
you cannot executive order a new law.
No, but you
And
could put
also
a
he
executive
and also
order
he
in.
did. He did. What an executive order that he did do was temporarily change the approval rates for people who are seeking asylum.
Right, because anybody could seek
So he did
asylum.
make it harder.
Say that their countries
Anyone
are-
cannot seek asylum. And so you literally, like, most of these people are getting rejected.
Then how are they integrating?
The issue
How are they integrating here? There's so many people.
I don't believe in integration. I think integration is inherently white supremacist in nature.
So people that come from different countries live the way we do. They don't need to be integrated with us.
Fuck you mean live the way we do. This is the
Well,
United States of America.
Okay, and people that live in Hades, they don't live a different way.
Right, they should be able to live that way here too. That's the point.
Right, but there should be a limit. It should be monitored. It's getting ridiculous.
Their culture should be monitored.
No, I'm saying integration and the people that come over from other countries.
What does integration mean, Sheila? Because this is a white supremacist talking point.
It's not a white supremacist. You guys use that same
It
talk.
is.
White supremacist, racist. It's not anything.
Because
like
a lot of things within our society is based in white supremacy, Sheila. Get over it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have the same line. You don't let anybody talk.
Because you guys say the same shit.
Then why were you guys supporting Biden this whole time when he wasn't even fit to be president? Now all of a sudden
He was fit to be president.
Then why did they get rid of him and put Harris on?
They didn't get rid of him. He left on his own accord.
He left on his own accord. That's why Kamala.
Right. So you literally, it's Kamala. You can say her name right. It's either you say that or you just call her the fucking N-word. Okay. No, you say Kamala. Going out of your way to not pronounce her name as if comma isn't a fucking word in the English language is fucking ridiculous, you racist bigot. Say Kamala.
And you're an Uncle Tom.
Say Kamala.
That's why you guys can't.
I literally can't be an Uncle Tom.
So scared. Yeah.
It's literally Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom's vote Republican.
No.
You don't even know what that word means.
Exactly. That's why you vote Democrat, because you don't want to be called an Uncle Tom. That's why you don't care what Trump's policies are.
No one wants to be called an Uncle Tom.
Anybody states or whatever Kamala states.
No one wants.
Be called an Uncle
All right,
Tom.
let's go on to the next person. These people, like the shittiest tan ever seen in a man.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
You guys, actually, wait a minute. Everyone, go look at her account real quick. She's the same color as Trump. Did y'all peep that? Kindred spirits? W. Anyway, like, what the fuck? Kindred spirits? I didn't say to kick her, by the way. Don't kick anyone unless I tell you to. Like kindred spirits? Kindred spirits? Shittiest I've ever seen in my life. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 38.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
And why is that?
Because I do not like pedophiles or transgenders coming and reading books to kids, elementary kids.
Your grandfather is more likely to be a P3DO than a fucking transgender person.
Okay, so once again,
You are more likely to be a P3DO than a transgender person. Your father is more likely to be a P. Your son is more likely to be a P3DO.
Okay, so let's go back to some good debates because they're pretty retarded debates here.
Let's go on to the next person. You are more likely to be a P3DO than a trans person. Let's go on to the next person. These people talk about trans people so fucking so lowly and don't even realize that their grandparents and sometimes even their parents have at least a. How you gonna walk around shitting on fucking P3DOs and your parents have a 15-year age gap? That don't make no damn sense. Anyway, reparations. Cash that Venmo in the bio. Don't piss me off. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 40.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people have been calling me racist lately. Mods, fucking block those motherfuckers. They don't even know what the word means. Ew. Anyway.
Yeah, 40. I'm out of North Carolina. I'm going to vote for Trump for multiple reasons. Big one right here is foreign policy and America first.
That being?
Just his stance with Ukraine and Russia. I think he's going to be very pivotal when it comes to that. One party,
that being?
One's not.
That being?
I don't know. All the warmongers are backing
what is his stop talking. What is his stance?
His stance is America first and just to stop the damn war.
That's not a stance. So how is he going to do this? That's what he said. Right. So it's called him lying and not actually having a plan. He quite literally said before, first of all, back up from the mic. What the fuck? my face get hot. Chill out. Second of all, with what plan? What plan does he have?
He's already stated it. He said it's the first when he gets back into office, he's going to have that conversation with Putin and Zelensky.
Okay, so he doesn't.
They're going to work it out.
So he doesn't have a plan.
No, he just gave you one. How's that not a plan?
That's not a plan.
So what's the Harris plan? Just keep pumping money to Ukraine? Is that the plan?
We're not pumping money to Ukraine. We're sending them equipment.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Same difference.
It's not the same shit.
Well, weapons of mass murder. That's what they're sending them, right?
W. Anyway, so would you rather that or Russia being able to invade and take over Ukraine?
I'd rather just have them stop the conflict. Either way, nobody.
How is that ever going to be possible? How is that going to be possible with a dictator?
Well, it was possible under Obama and Crimea, right? What happened when they invaded Crimea? There was sanctions. That was it, right? That was all, right? You weren't being a big war dog then, right?
Right. So was it with a dictator?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think
pretty much is not an answer.
Well, pretty much.
Pretty much is not an answer.
Well, what's the answer? What are you looking for?
It's either you're a dictator or you're not.
So what's wrong with the Obama plan? And
I didn't say anything was wrong with the Obama plan. I was 12 years old. Anyway.
So you talk about stuff that you don't know what you're talking about, right?
You brought it up.
You stop talking. Stop talking. I got
What is this rat fucking talking about? Like, what is he yelling at me for? This deflated balloon that I'm talking to right now, chat.
Yeah.
You brought it up. I didn't bring this up.
Well, I'm just saying though. You said that's not a plan, and how the Obama administration utilized it, and now it's not a plan.
Utilized what? This war wasn't going on under Obama.
Diplomacy.
Sanctions for who?
How about that?
Who?
Against Russia. Against Russia.
What are you talking about? For what? For what?
For the whole conflict that is going on now.
That it wasn't a thing during Obama's presidency.
What are you talking about? He annexed Crimea. How is that not a thing?
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about the conflict between. I'm talking about the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. What are you talking about?
That was the conflict. Well, Crimea used to be part of Ukraine. Knucklehead.
Right. I understand this, but there was not a war, genius.
Oh, so what did he do? Just took over that. So what was it called then when you take over a piece of land?
What did he do? What did Obama do?
Nothing. He just hit him with sanctions. He didn't arm Ukrainians to the teeth, right? And give them ballistic weapons potentially. You know what I mean?
Damn. Did they invade Ukraine?
Yeah, they did. They took over Crimea. Did you not know Crimea used to be part of Ukraine?
Did they start a war?
No, because it was diplomacy. They stopped for war from happening. That's what you could give the credit to the Obama administration.
Don't we have sanctions on Russia right now?
Yeah, way too late.
Okay, then.
After we armed them. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I think we should do both.
No, we shouldn't do both. You say that because you sit behind the camera and you've never served, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't serve this country a bowl of shit.
Of course, you wouldn't be qualified, probably physically or mentally.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
No, that's how that works.
That's literally not how that works. You wouldn't be either. You're breathing like a fucking hippo.
Well, I mean, I definitely served 20 years in the military. You did not.
And yet here you are. Anyway, so like I was saying before, and they fucked your shit up. Calm down. Like I was saying before, all for nothing. Anyway, like I was saying before, I don't understand. Anyway, like I was saying before, them burn pits got your ass, didn't they? Anyway.
I registered for them, so I'm good.
MW. Get into that pack tag, baby. Like I was saying before, I think it's good that they armed. I think it's good that they armed Ukraine regardless. And also, Trump saying that he's just going to talk to Putin and Zelensky is not a fucking plan.
Well, it's the first step of diplomacy, right? Talking, negotiating.
That's still not a plan, right?
But it's the start, right?
That's not a plan. It's still not a plan.
So the plan is let's not talk to them and just give them weapons, right? That's your plan.
No, I don't think the United States of America. I don't think the United States of America, in terms of like working with like dictators, should ever discuss anything with a dictator. No, I don't think that should be the case.
So I mean, the war's got to stop either way, you know. And if for you not the plan for
right, and I think one of the best ways to do that is to make Russia understand their place, right? So it's one to give them sanctions out of the ass, and as well as waiting for their military to become as weak as possible. And I think the best way for us to be able to do that is to be able to supply Ukraine with the weapons in which they need.
And so at the expense of how many lives?
At the expense of lives will be lost regardless. We would be spending more money if we allowed Russia to take over Ukraine.
You're okay with an endless amount on either side?
I didn't say
They're all
endless
lies, right?
amount, but this is something that would be inevitable.
So
And you don't care. You don't care about these lives. You quite
I do.
literally want to offer
I do.
Ukraine up on a silver platter.
No, I want them to do. I want them to come to an agreement like they did when Obama took over, annexed Crimea, and they kind of cut it as a loss, and they went on, and that's how they did it. Why not?
Right, but this doesn't mean that Trump is going to be able to do this. He never stated a
Why?
plan, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Why? Neither did Obama, but Obama figured it out, right? What Obama did was
he didn't
hit
say
him
the
with
plan.
sanctions.
He didn't say the plan.
Hopped off the military.
Yeah, he didn't
So
say the plan.
That is a plan to negotiate. He's not going to say the plan.
No, you're not. You're not. First
What
of
do you
all,
want, a
no.
20-point PowerPoint
Trump has never
plan?
come out. Trump has not. Yes, the fuck. Anyway, like I was saying before,
Okay,
no.
then where's
to allow for.
20-point plan?
I don't think it's okay. Shut up. I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay for us to be able to like. Good. I don't think it's cool for us as leaders of the free world to have conversations with dictators like Vladimir Putin. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
Right. I mean, just be careful who you guys are voting for. You got the warmongers back in Miss Harris, the Bushes, the Cheneys.
How is Harris a warmonger and Donald Trump wants to wipe Palestine off the map?
Because she's a political pawn.
What does a warmonger mean? What does a warmonger mean?
Someone that just is all part of the military war complex, man. They just want to arm and fight and fight.
What does that even mean? Weren't you?
It's a system in
anyway,
place. Yeah, you're actually absolutely. I was.
Damn, that's actually so fucking crazy. Anyway, so like I was saying before, so how is she a warmonger and Donald Trump? You're not. How is she a warmonger and Donald Trump wants to wipe Palestine off the map?
He doesn't want to. He wants obviously those.
He quite literally told Netanyahu that he needs to finish the job, and that Biden isn't sending Israel.
He said,
enough
listen.
money
He said
to be able
nothing
to do
about
so.
the people from Palestine. He said
He quite literally
the people
did.
from the T organizations, the H folks.
Right. So we all know
Hamas, those are the ones.
he quite literally means that he wants them to wipe Palestine off the map and finish the job, because that's what they've been doing.
Not Palestine. He never said that. Don't put words in his mouth.
You're being insanely disingenuous.
No, you need to pay attention to what's really going on.
I have, right. He told Netanyahu that the United States of America is not sending him enough money, and that he would finish the job. Finish the job? What job is being done in Palestine right now when they're bombing schools, hospitals, and ambulances?
Unfortunately, those people, those cowards, the T folks out there, that's their MO. They hide under a mosque. They hide under hospitals.
Okay, so that means that Israel should be able to sacrifice innocent people.
No, absolutely not. It's tough.
Okay, no, it's not. Netanyahu's a straight up psychopath.
So how is that not difficult? But the Ukrainian Russian stuff is easy for you.
I didn't say easy.
It is. You said, oh, this is an easy conflict, but then when it comes to this, it's not.
I didn't say either. I never said easy regarding either side.
It sounded like it was easy, like a walk in the park. Like, yeah, arm them.
What are you talking about? You're the one who's seeking warmongers, and you worked for them.
That's what I'm saying. I want. I'm a little bit. No,
you don't.
I don't want people to die. Wow,
you perpetuated the same system, and you were paid to fucking destabilize countries. So why you can say that you give a fuck is fucking crazy.
Well, because I went out there and made a difference for folks. That's why. That's why.
Sure you did. Anyway, so I was saying before, I never said either side was easy.
Well, you made the Ukraine and Russian conflict sound very easy, like a walk in the park. Just
me being able to explain things in simple terms doesn't mean that I made it look easy.
I agree. That's fine. But I mean, you're making it sound.
It means I'm a good teacher, and then you're like a shitty student.
No, it means that you just don't have enough experience with both. What
am I supposed to do? Like start screaming about it? One side is a genocide, one side is an invasion. What should I do?
I think they're both the same. They're both one and the same. To be honest with you.
A genocide is the same as an invasion?
I think it's death on both sides of the house, right? At the end of the day, it's
right. So there's a difference. Between war and a genocide.
You should be calling for peace for both sides, regardless of the engagement.
I do call for peace on both sides. I don't know. You're arguing. You're making an argument that I didn't make.
Well, you're saying it sounds like you support.
Anyway, this is a nothing conversation. Then burn pits HOS up. Let's go on to the next person. It sounds like he's fucking sundowning, and I'm not. Like I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, dude. I don't know what the fuck. Oh yeah, I think I need to restart anyway, chat. Because that first conversation fucked me up, and now like he was fucking. What the fuck was he talking about the entire time? You're the last person. I need to restart. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Why is that?
Your fucking eyebrows are fucking hideous, dude.
My eyebrows are hideous? What about them are hideous?
Like, Jesus Christ.
What about him? Why do people come up and insult me and then lie? I'm a little bit confused. They look like eyebrows. I don't know. I don't understand insults like that. It's pussy shit, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck are you doing? Damn. How old are you?
I am 40. But I just wanted to say I'm voting for Kamala, but I just wanted to say you're amazing. You're doing fantastic. And if you need a mod, I'll be your mod. And you are killing it. Like,
It's okay.
and you look fantastic. You're beautiful. And
I appreciate you.
amazing.
It's just
And
the Nazism is becoming increasingly more prevalent as the
Right.
Election encroaches in.
They-
So people are
we
being
missed the mark
expeditiously.
on so many things, especially like when they talk about overtime pay. It's like, how do you miss that? You know, especially when you talk about like the neo people downtown and stuff. It's like, how do you
Yeah.
just ignore all this stuff?
Yeah, I think a lot of these people shouldn't be allowed to reproduce forcefully. Anyway, I'll need to restart. I'll need to restart. And yes, Shed, I think Nazis should be snipped. Anyway, fuck, I just dropped something. I need to restart. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, chat. The amount of like the hyper hatred and racism that I'm experiencing, like the closer we get to the election, is pretty fucking crazy. And it's bad. It's really fucking bad, dude. It's getting, like, it's visibly getting worse. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. No, it definitely is MAGA. It's MAGA and a bunch of white leftists. And I fucking hate every single one of them. I'm going to be real with y'all. Your favorite white creators don't do this. And I've noticed something with a bunch of white leftists is that they want to preserve and segregate that side of TikTok. It's fucking cringe. It's really cringe. The orange motherfuckers are coming out of the woodwork. But yeah, I need to restart because that first person, like, these people are like some of the most disgusting motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. And my stomach hurts like a bitch right now. My stomach hurts. It hurts so bad. I might need to go to the hospital. Your girl might need a hospital. We might need to go to the hospital today. But regardless, fuck racists. You're never gonna cancel me. Go hug your family, your mom, your dad. If you need to have at least one of them to step to me. Yogurt will unironically make my shit worse. So it's either I'm gonna restart or I'm gonna have to like go to the hospital. Because gastroparesis is not a joke. It's really fucking bad. So I'll probably be back in like an hour or so. If not that, always remember, fuck white leftists, fuck white liberals. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in an hour or so. I'll see if my meds kick in, or maybe I'll drink like a fucking, or maybe I'll drink like a. Sometimes a Red Bull helps me because it makes my intestines move. Also, what I said wasn't racism. White supremacy shines so brightly through white liberals. And if you disagree with that, you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. But yeah, I think maybe I should make a video about that too. Like the fact that white liberals, because they feel like they have nothing else to learn, and because they already feel like, they're on the right side of history, they think that like they don't have to like call out their own racism or implicit biases. And so they get very, very comfortable, especially when it comes to talking about minorities. But either way, I gotta go. I'm gonna throw up. I'm talking because I'm trying not to throw up. Anyway, I'll see you guys in like an hour. I hate going live like this. I'm so sorry, you guys. It fucking hurts, but I got